this website right here costs more than $1 million to custom design and build, but this one less than $100. And I mean, they do pretty much the same thing. You can browse the products and see more details about them and then purchase the products. So is the first website 10,000 times better? I really don't think so. But clearly, medium to large companies think it's worth the investment. So what's going on here? About 10 years ago, when I was fresh out of university, joining a digital marketing agency, I was shocked by how much e-commerce websites cost to enterprise clients. Even companies like Patagonia, which I consider as like a grassroots company, they are on Salesforce Commerce Cloud, which means they pay in fees something between $100,000 and $150,000 per year, just that fees. And on top of that, they also pay a small percentage of their sales as fees. I could not understand why. Why would somebody pay so much for something that you can set up with Shopify or WooCommerce for about $100 a month? And I think during the first 6 months of my career, I really struggled with this, but then at some point, I just gave up and I started doing stuff like this. Hey, Mr. Client, you want to change image and text on your website? Easy, that'll be $1,000. Oh, Mrs. Client, you want a new landing page? No problem. We'll keep it super simple and that'll be $30,000. Come on, marketing agents gotta have premium lattes and expensive parties. Hello, internet people. My name is Robert, and for the last 10 years or so, I've worked in digital marketing area, and I've been part of teams that build and maintain multi-million websites. And this is what I've learned why companies pay these astonishing amounts for a website. By the way, I'm not saying these costs are good or bad. I'm just stating how I see things while being in the business. But first, let's quickly talk about the cost of building and maintaining a website. So you have the obvious, you need a web hosting or a server, you have license fees and tooling, and then the labor costs to create custom designs and features for your website. So if we zoom in on each of these points, first of all, you need to have a web hosting. And I know that shared web hosting costs us like $10 per month, but when you're a mid-sized company, you opt for dedicated service. And on top of that, you probably have a lot of traffic to your website. So the hosting costs quickly add up to thousands per month. Then you probably pay some sort of license fee for the e-commerce platform or the CMS. CMS just means content management system, so you upload your text and images on easy-to-use platform instead of doing it directly in the code. For example, WordPress is a CMS. On top of that, you have all kinds of tools, such as email marketing tools, analytics tools, and so on. Again, these will range anywhere from a few thousand to hundreds of thousands of dollars. Then you have the cost of labor. You probably hire someone to design and develop and maintain your website. And since you're a reputable brand, you need to have custom designs and features on the website, right? So, which are very time consuming to build. But the more developers you have, the more support roles you also need, such as designers, managers, and architects. This also will require more admin work, such as meetings and documentation, so you can see how it quickly just balloons to a big team with high costs. All of these specialists are not cheap, starting from $100 per hour. And by the way, are you looking to build your own e-commerce website, but don't really know where to start? Then check out my recommendations for e-commerce courses and services. I'll leave a link in the description. These three categories are the main cost of any website, but another cost that you need to take into account is the cost of risk. Because can you imagine if your server or CMS crashes on Black Friday, your top sales day? This can mean hundreds of thousands or even millions in lost sales. And you just can't have that kind of risk. And this is a nice segue to the benefits of paying for enterprise software. Enterprise solutions promise and most of the time deliver high stability. And even if something goes wrong, they always have engineers ready to jump and fix the issue. And if you compare that to WordPress, I've had many times where I've updated WordPress to a newer version and something broke my website. That has happened multiple times to me. But with enterprise tools, it happens, but it's very, very rare. Another benefit of enterprise software is that you can scale it, and the servers, CMS, and whole infrastructure can handle huge spikes in traffic. For example, with Salesforce Commerce Cloud, They provide you with the software and hosting, so they are responsible for handling the spikes in traffic. But enough about the software. The coolest thing you can do with all that cash is to create custom designs and features. This means you can stand out or even create competitive advantage over your competition. And this is a must for aspiring brands. You need to be different, otherwise you'll be just competing on price. Simple as that. And online, you don't have much time to convince people that you are trustworthy and premium. You have to do it through design and innovative features. And the last benefit is not really a benefit, but I think there's a lot of bandwagon effect here. So if the big boys are using certain tool, you're kind of compelled to use that tool as well. It's just the safest thing to do. For example, if Nike is using a tool, then that tool must be good, right? Now, in the end, is enterprise platforms 100 or 10,000 times better than Shopify or other similar platforms? I don't think so. But clearly, the benefits outweigh the costs for many bigger companies. They just have different risk tolerance and needs than the smaller companies. Now, spending lots of money doesn't always guarantee you get a high quality website, but following these 7 tips to make your website look more professional will give you a chance to compete against the other bigger players.